which was crazy because I was like, whoa.
That's the thing is you think you wrote it for somebody else, but part of you wrote it for you too. In the same way that I make films about other people, but I feel like my story is also reflected in these stories. Of all the questions you're asking, they're questions that I want to ask too, which is why I investigate those.
It was mesmerizing to me. I would see beautiful hues of light cascading.
We definitely had a lot of conversations about representing synesthesia. Howard Baker, our animation director we work with and the studio, we had a lot of talks about beats, and he came up with a bunch of ideas. And then I know we showed you a lot of the beats to represent each beat in the film because you do have this idea in your head. So a lot of times we got notes back on color or shape for what a beat would look like in your head. And we tried to interpret that into Lego and then put it back out there.
Which is crazy. What I see in my mind when I hear music, none of you can see. It's in my mind. When we make music, the product, you can't see that either. It's in the air. Morgan really thought about it in terms of like how to communicate what my process is and how I see sound. But then like, what is the finish? What is the manifestation? What does the fruition look like? And how do you present that?
It's one thing to look at the life of an artist, but I'm really interested in producers because a producer has to have a bigger vision of the world because, you know, a lot of artists end up in their own little bubble in their own career and they don't understand things. But you have to travel between worlds and not just creative worlds, but business worlds and everything else. So you have to have a bigger picture and even like a bigger philosophy, I think, than an artist has to have. And that I find incredibly interesting and exciting. The different directions you've been able to take your career, I mean, totally unpredictable. You're more of like the Wizard of Oz character than Dorothy.
I see what you see now that you have architected it. I'm grateful for that. You know, it's improved my self-awareness immensely. The other thing that this film does, like, it shows, you know, like, it's never too late.